Hi sisters and brothers, welcome back to my channel. That was so gross and cringe. Sorry, I'm just trying to get to know the video making process. Should I be saying all that because I'm a YouTuber now? Sorry. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching this series, and it means a lot to me. So let me take you through the course, and this is the first chapter of the crypto bootcamp. And what you're gonna learn here is that what is bullish, what is bearish, and this first chapter is only for the beginners who don't even know what the chart is and how to read the charts, etc. This course is structured for people who are trying to make it but don't have much time. This course is going to be very simple and very straightforward and cut to the chase, and I'm not going to do too much yapping, and everything is gonna be structured, and all you do is to just spend 15 to 20 minutes of time every day. And after you watch this video, go back to your chart and try to understand what I taught you. You can get up to speed when the bull run begins. Yeah, that's what I said. The bull run is yet to begin, and we are only in the beginning phase of crypto. Also, like, it really doesn't matter when you are a trader. If you are an investor, yeah, it matters because it should only go up if you're an investor. But when you are a trader, you can trade uptrend and also downtrend. Okay, don't worry about anything that is happening in the crypto world. When you are a trader, you don't really have to. So yeah, enough of talking. Let's dive right into the technical analysis course first chapter. And again, thank you so much for being here. It means a lot to me.
Welcome back, folks. This is the first chapter of this crypto bootcamp. This is going to be a basic lesson for everyone who is trying to trade crypto or any asset in general. What are we going to learn today, and who is it for? This is for people who are trying to read the charts, trying to learn how to trade, and those who don't understand anything about trading at all, anything about technical analysis at all. So this is what you're going to learn today. You're going to learn about what are candlesticks, what is bullish and what is bearish, and what is an uptrend, what is a downtrend, and how to draw the support and how to draw resistance and the trend line. First thing first, when you go to tradingview.com, you don't understand what these charts are and how to chart and how to figure which way to trade, how to determine the bias, etc. If you need to get there, first of all, you need to understand what these candles are and what is a trend and so on and so forth, right? So let's dive right in to understand. So here you see time frame, right? So let's say this is monthly, this is weekly, this is daily, this is 4 hour, this is 1 hour. This is where you change the timeline, okay? So each candle represents an hour. Okay, so this candle is what happened in this hour. When you go to 15 minutes chart, one candle is what happened in 15 minutes. It's the beginning of 15 minutes and the end of 15 minutes. So this right here is a candlestick. So you see that here you see a lot of candles. Each of these candles are this. So you see green candle and red candle. The green candle is bullish. It means on 15 minutes, it opened here and then it closed here. It was in an uptrend in 15 minutes. Like if you go to 5 minutes, you'll see that it was going in an uptrend. All of these together will show you like that. Okay, so this right here is what happened in 15 minutes. So in 15 minutes, this was the lowest price, this was the closing price, this is opening price, and this was the highest in a red candle. In a green candle, this is the lowest price, so opens here and closes here. It's opposite of this. Simple as that. I'm just not going to be talking too much. I'm just going to keep it simple. I just want my videos to be short and simple so you don't have to spend so much time understanding and spending time here. So here, as you can see, this is high. This is the wick of the candle. This is the body of the candle. Okay, so this wick is the high and this is opening, and this is closing, and this is the low of the candle. Okay, so if you see, come back to the chart and you see this is the wick of the candle, and this is the body of the candle, and here you have the wick. So you see in this red candle, this is the opening price, this is the closing price, this is high and low, right? So the wicks show you the highs and lows, and the body gives you the open and close of the candle. So here you see high, low, high, open, and close. Okay, so that's what you need to know when it comes to the candles. And number two is what is bullish and bearish. Bullish means we are going in an uptrend, and bearish means we are going in a downtrend, that is dumping. You can go to any time frame. So this is bearish, red candles are bearish, and green candles are bullish. Okay. And the next thing is uptrend and downtrend. So if you see, there are a series of green candles and you have red candles, right? So on the 4 hour, you see more green candles than red candles, and it is going in an uptrend, right? It is going like climbing up, right? It means we are in an uptrend. And as you can see, there are more red candles than green candles, and it is going down, and this is what we call it, a downtrend. Okay, so as simple as that, or whatever you see is what it is. Uptrend is when it is going up, and downtrend when it is coming down. That's it. Okay, and what is support and resistance? Okay, so let me tell you. So here, this is a place where there is a number of touch points. See, it comes to this point and then it bounces, comes to this point and then it bounces again, took liquidity, and then it bounced again, bounced, right? So if you see a lot of these where it is bouncing, you call it support, and then you have this area where you have, see, it's rejecting, and rejecting, right? So that's what we call it, resistance. It goes down whenever it touches here, it starts going down. Okay, so this is a supply and demand zone, and like pretty much the same concept. But if you don't know how to draw support and resistance, I'm going to show you how you can get familiar with it until you understand what it is. Go for one of these indicators and you'd be able to, you know, I'm not liking it. Yeah, this is good enough. So here you have, go to the daily, and you see this is resistance and this is support, and you'd be able to draw. And I mean, if you're not able to draw, these are some indicators that you can use to get familiar with what is support and what is resistance. Okay, but you just have to have maximum touch points when it comes to support and resistance. See, in this resistance, it flips into support and it goes up. That is an important concept to understand. Sometimes when it goes up, it comes back and flips the previous resistance into support and continues up. So that is an uptrend. In order to take an entry in an uptrend, you have to wait and understand where the resistance is. And when it flips this resistance into support and starts going up, you can take an entry here. We can talk about entries in detail, but right now we're focusing on understanding what is support and resistance. So basically, support is where it takes, you know, it bounces off of. So that's what we call it, support. All right, support and resistance. You can go to any time frame and you can find out what the support and resistance are. This helps you understand the trading range to trade every day. If you draw the support and resistance, you'd be able to understand which range to trade. For example, let's say you are trading this area. So you have this is the resistance, the support, and it is currently moving inside. So if you want to take a short position, you have to wait until this previous support is broken, and then it retouches, and then you can enter this trade, right? So this helps you determine how to enter, where to enter, etc. That's why you need to understand where the support and the resistances are, okay? And the next thing is trend line. So what is a trend line? I told you, these indicators are only for people who are getting familiar with the concepts. Once you're familiar, try not to have indicators on your chart. It just helps you chart better and see things clearly than having a lot of indicators, which confuses you a lot. Just have one or two indicators until you get familiar with the concepts. But when it comes to trading, a lesser is better. Okay, so I was talking to you about uptrend and downtrend, right? So uptrend is when everything is moving up, and downtrend is when everything is going down. Okay, so how to know where to draw the trend line? So some people draw trend line touching the wicks only. See, you touch the wicks only and draw a trend line. And some people tend to, if you click on this tool, it only goes and touches the body of the candles. Some people like to connect the bodies of the candles, but personally, I like to draw max touch points. That's where I get the perfect trend line. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So I like to have a trend line that touches maximum points. It can be a wick, it can be a body, but this is how I draw trend lines to determine the trend. So basically, trend lines are very underrated, by the way. A lot of people tend to think, oh, you have to trade smart money, you have to trade volume, you have to trade moving averages. But trend lines are good enough for you to determine when the trend breaks. For example, if you're considering market structure shift, it goes down, right? When it breaks down and retouches, here is where your market structure shifts, right? Even though you call it with fancy names, this is just trendline break and retouch. And if you enter a short position here, it plays out perfectly. Okay? Whether you're using smart money, whether you're using volume trading, it really does not matter. What matters is to understand that trend lines are really important and very underrated. Okay, so please understand that there are a lot of traders who just use trend lines to trade. A lot of traders who are profitable consistently are only using trend lines to trade. Don't underestimate that, okay? So this is all you need to know when it comes to the basic. So the first thing we learned today was what is a candlestick, which is the candles that are forming on a particular time frame. And number two is we learned about bullish versus bearish. And the third thing we learned about is what is an uptrend versus downtrend. And the fourth thing we learned about was support and resistance. And the last thing we learned about was how to draw a trend line. This is all you need to understand the basics of technical analysis. Just go to your chart and go and play with different time frames and try to analyze and figure what these are. Spend 15 to 20 minutes to understand what these are so you get familiar. So the next topic is gonna be candlestick pattern. So these are candlestick patterns, okay? So you have different patterns with the candlesticks, and I'm gonna teach you and go over each one of them to understand how you can determine what is bullish and what is bearish based on the candlestick formation. So I think we need to, take a separate session and go over all of these. It is impossible for us to go over all of these, but I'm gonna teach you a way where you can determine what is bullish and bearish without having to go over all of these patterns. But getting familiar with these requires time in the market, and you have to spend a lot of time analyzing your chart and going over all of these patterns and figuring things out by yourself. That's going to take time. There are several candlestick patterns that you have to go over. We can go over a few of them, but what I would recommend is take a print out of what these candles are. Like, some indicate reversal, some indicate bullishness, and some indicate bearishness. Okay? So just take a printout of what these are so you get familiar with these patterns. Okay? So let's go over all of these patterns in the next chapter. And today, this is good enough for you to learn and spend 15-20 minutes to understand what you taught, what you were taught. Okay? And thank you very much for joining this session here. And I'll meet you in the next session. And have a good one. Bye.